Hello, welcome on this session. My name is Mykhailo. I'm working in Tech. We are providing automated testing services and we are making the automated testing solution for startups and enterprises for over 15 years, all in the fields of automated testing. So we are providing outsourcing and consulting services, and also we are building our own test automation solution that is used for different clients. So today, for this session, we are going to talk about the tools, right? That's the main goal of this session. So today, I would like to describe how we can use the test management tool to synchronize your automated test cases to the whole your team, so it can be visualized. And I will be showing you the BDD approach that really works. On the BDD approach side, we have in general, so we have a collaboration or concept that is called 3 Amigos, right? Where the business analyst, product owner, QA and development, so they should work together to understand the requirements, clarify the concerns, and define the whole pitfalls, I would say, right, of these requirements. And all these as a result should be implemented as the scenarios in the feature files, right? So but in the practice, so how it does look like, because in theory everything is good, but if you're talking about the BDD flow collaboration, right, so we have a different questions from a tool's perspective. So if we have on the BA side, so where we should be doing this notes, how we should write the scenarios, so what steps should we use, right? On the QA side, so what exact definitions should be put it inside, so how comprehensively should be tested, right? So when we do this the scenarios, so how the scenarios should be described fully, right, and how it should be passed to the implementation. And from a development side, so once it's implemented, how we should link to this feature file to the test cases, right? So, and then how you should show you the progress that you have implemented something, right? And this execution statuses. And if you would like to engage your whole team, right? So then you would need to provide these capabilities to whole team so they can contribute these scenarios. They use it on a daily basis through the living documentation, something like this, right? So that a lot of different questions, you know, so it can be solved by the different tools. But today I just would like to show you the one tool we are using for one of our clients, right? So that is the called Testament.io. That is the test management system for automated test cases, right? That's specifically, this test management tool is created with shift left approach, with native and high level of integration with automated test framework. So you don't need to do too much customization, right? So that's why I would like to show you the flow. This tool support different modern framework like Cypress, Cucumber, WebDriver.io, and so on and so forth. Mainly it's from a JavaScript world, but it's going to go to different programming languages. So to describe everything this in practice, so I just don't want to give you too much slides, right? So I just would like to show you the demonstration. So one demo is better than thousands of slides. So what are we going to do? So in fact, as I said to you, so we will be using the Testament.io to show you the whole flow, right? So what we will have, I would say that we have, let's simulate the current project that you may have, right, where you have the automated test cases already, and you would need to put this in the automated test system easily without any customization. So then you would like to create some manual test cases and then convert them to the automated one, right? So then it should be easily, somehow it should be sent to the test management system. all these test cases, manual, no matter it's manual, automated, they should be linked with, for example, with defect management system or requirements management system like Jira, for example, right? And then to populate everything and visualize everything, we should use some kind of the living documentation, right? Or the reporting stuff that is publicly available for everyone. So you don't need to go through some specific authorization, right? So it should be just you should be just copy this link and send to someone. Okay, so fine. So let me just go through this application, right? We have a project. So I already have the example project, so you can work with the same project if you would like to. That is example will be based on the Concept.js and Cucumber, so BDD flow. Right, so here I'm going to create a new BDD project which we'll call the 3 Amigos auto tests, right? Here, so we have already, as I said to you before, so we have automated test repository with automated tests. Let's just first move all our tests just easily in one click into a project, so you don't need to make any kind of customization. That is special tool already created and provided by TestMat. So we just go into TestMat, import from source code. We are choosing the Concept.js and JavaScript. We are copying some special lines that should be executed on your repository, right? So and hold on. So it's Concept Gherkin, right? So then we are copying this and it should be done. So then we are pressing this button, right? So all this command is introspecting all your repository and try to find the scenarios, and all the scenarios are sent to TestMat, right? So all the scenarios that is automated already, you will have in test management system, right? So the first step is done, right? So next one is to have the manual test cases, right? With the manual test cases, so we can create the manual feature file, right? But we are going to testing to do MVC application, right? Application, and this tool, it's really cool because it's provide you the steps database, right? And let's just save it. Okay, so we'll save it, and during this import stage, the steps database, which is present here, you see it's already filled with some steps that is present in automated test cases, and then this steps database provided you through the auto completion. That is really cool. So let's go back to our feature file, right? Let's go into it, right? And then we will write one scenario to create a new to-do task, for example, right? And then we can put the given I open some page, right? And then given when and I click on something, right? And then I see something, right? Okay, something like this. Okay, fine. Right, so let me just add these examples here. So to have this dummy data, right? I will add it here. I will save it. Okay. So now we have some already test cases, which is manual. So that is the automated one, right? And that is the manual one, right? So we have manual test cases. That's really cool. So if you would like to go to some test case here, so and if you would like to do some changes, you can easily done all these changes, and if you will save it, then you will see the history, for example, right? So you can check these differences and so on and so forth. So now we have one single place where all the test cases are synchronized, so the manual and automated one. So let's just sync this with, let's imagine you have a grooming session, a planning session, right? So and all these tests, so the manual test cases or automated test cases, they should be actually so linked to some user story. So usually business analysts are working with a Jira, right? On the Jira side, let's just create the user story, which is called the user story. I will call to make to do MVC application, something like this. So it's just dummy data. So on here we have our ticket, right? And to make this integration done, so in effect, what we would need to do, we would need to make the integration with Jira. So let's configure the project. Now we have done, so let's go inside of it right here. So we can test our connection. Everything is fine. So everything is fine, is done, incorrectly done. Okay, so let's just go back here and let's just add. So we are working currently as test automation engineers, okay, right, or development side. So and now we would like to add the business analyst to our work, to engage them to contribute to the scenarios, right? And then we will make the deploying session, right, with them. So to make this done, so through the marketplace, we have installed the Testament.io plugin, right, inside of it. So if we will go to the ticket, right, so then we'll go to the ticket, we will have a special plugin here that will give you capabilities to link the user story. So inside of this user story, right, so it will be requirements right here. So it will be requirements. So if you would like to add some scenarios here, which is linked to this particular user story, well, here can be used on the planning session, right, or 3 Amigos sessions, right? So then you can open the Jira. So business analyst, just to create the requirements, right, it will create the user story, and then immediately you can start writing the scenarios, or executable specification also is called, right? So to make this done, so you actually can see if some of the existing scenarios are already covered, right? So some of the automated tests that you have, right, that is the automated test cases, right, which is already present, or the manual that can be linked. So let's go and just link this, the whole feature file that we have here. So let's just link this to the Jira. Okay, we have it, right, and then we will go and we will make it. Okay, so then let's go to the test suite side. You see, so we have our test cases here. Also, let's just add some manual, not the manual test cases, but the automated one, that is the to do MVC, right? Okay, so let's just add these 2 test cases, right? So let's go inside of it. Okay, we will fix this. Okay, fine then, and I will link this also too. So then we will go to the suite side. We see that, okay, two test suites is linked to this. And we have the manual and automated test cases. So to contribute, let's imagine that you have this 3 Amigos session, right? So then the business analyst, without even going to the test management tool, they can contribute. So for example, here we have a create a new to-do task, right, which is scenario already created. So just immediately here we can see what this scenario is about, right? We can add the new actually step, right? We can go to the edit stage, all the steps database that we have on the testament side here. All these steps are available to you, so you can easily use the auto completion, right? For example, like this one, and string accepted, something like this. So we will save it. We will go back. We will go to our test case that we have, that is create new, and we see that, okay, these steps are added. So from other side, so if we will have this session, and if the QA or development would like to add some steps, so we can go to the edit stage right here, and we will add one more step here. For example, click on something and I see some text, something like this. We will save it, we will go back. Okay, so let's just see how it looks like on the Jira side. So we have this test case. We will go inside and see, okay, if we have some changes or we don't have any changes. So that is present here. Okay, so that is fine. That is fine. So now we will see that, okay, so we will need to go and make some implementation. So on the grooming session, you have added through the user story the requirements, right? You have added the requirements, and from another side, you have described the scenarios. Now all these scenarios are held on the same system, right? So you have the automated one and the manual one. So now you need to come to the automation flow, right? So you have the manual test cases that should be actually automated, and you would need to make this implementation. Okay, let's just see how it looks like in Visual Studio Code, right? So I will open this, and we will have the Visual Studio Code. Now we have the scenarios we would need to implement, right? And then we should see this reflection, right, of the scenarios, immediately a reflection of the scenarios on the user story side here. So we have the automated one, but it should be actually, so then it should be automated. So before this, so let's just start the execution to see that okay, so on a business analyst side or product owner side, so they would like to understand if the user flow, this particular user story is tested, and what the latest result is, right? So then we will execute, for example, here. So we'll go and then we will execute the automated test cases, right? So we will go and execute our test cases. So the test cases will start to be executed. So all the results will be flowing here in real time. So you don't need to wait. It will the report once you will have some results. Okay, so it's started executed, right? So then we will execute the manual test cases, right? So it can be executed one by one manually. So if you would need to, okay, so we can pass some screenshots here. We'll finish it. Okay, we'll mark the not executed test cases as done. So we have the execution results for the manual and for automated, and let's just execute once more so we have more data. So okay, also we can execute the manual test cases for the different environments. For example, if you have on Windows, then Mac OS, and you have on Linux, so you can execute all the manual test cases in a sequence. It means all the test cases in all environments that you have, right? So on the different environments, if it's executed correctly, so you can mark it here. Okay, I will finish it. So we have the results. Okay, so we have the results, right? Awesome, we have the results. Now we would like to see all the results to the user story and to particular feature files, right? So here we will go back to the Jira. On the Jira side, we'll see, okay, that the results is available here, right? The latest execution results to each of these scenarios are displayed. So if you would like to understand here what is your coverage actually, so we can see also the test coverage page. So it will show you, we have the user story, we show you that, okay, so we have the automation status is 99%, 29% of automation status, and we can see that what test cases are manual and automated one, right? Okay, so now we have this, and we would need to implement our test cases, and we will see how the business analysts or product owners or QA will see the automated test cases that is already it was previously manual, but now it's automated one, right? So let's go here and let's make the implementation of these test cases. We have the manual test cases implemented here, right? And we would like to move them right here to proceed to do, for example, here. Okay, so on this level, so I'm just going and copy this feature file. Okay, let's go and feature file. Then we will go to the to the features, the project where we have the features. We will create a new file that is called the user story of to do MVC feature, right? Sounds like this. We'll put okay, so we will save it, okay, and then once it's done, so we would need to synchronize quickly with our test management tool. So let's just re-execute again once more. Let's re-execute this particular command that will introspect all the new test cases, and it will be sent to testnet. So let's go back here, and we will see. Okay, so we see this alerts, okay, here, and you see the manual is disappeared and it's moved. Yes, it's moved here, you see. So we have our test cases now fully automated one. And if we will go to the Jira side, so if we'll go to the our particular user story, so in our user story we see that all our test cases are automated one. And now if we will execute all these tests through the automation, right, so this status will be appeared here. So also the testnet provide more different capabilities, I would say. So, but I would like to show you, so if you would like just to show all these results quickly to whole our team, so you can enable the living documentation. Hold on a second, I will update this, and we have a special link which is called and then living documentation. So based on this information that we have in our project, we will based on our automated test cases, so we will provide the link to everyone who is interested into checking these results. So we have this the manual test cases or automated test cases, and it's implemented as a feature file, and this living documentation is publicly available. You can copy this link and send to everyone in your team who is involved in working with you in BDD flow. So everyone can expand all of this, right? So if you have any attachments, or if you would like to understand if it's failed or passed, so then based on this example, so you can see that what is your requirements. So you can put here, so these requirements, and then you can see the Gherkin or English version of these scenarios. So based on this, scenarios, so that the three amigos, so can collaborate so easily. Let's just repeat this stuff. So you can, under the one roof, you can hold and easily can sync the automated test cases, right? So without any customization, as you may see, that is supported for JavaScript frameworks. So you can create the easily manual test cases. You can create this through the grooming session or planning session, and in Jira, right? So, or from Jira, or you can create these test cases from testnet, right? And then after this, so you can convert all the manual test cases to the automated one, and it will immediately show you the results back in the Jira, so that where the management or stakeholders are working. Right. So also after this, so you can provide and you can enable the living documentation. This living documentation also can be used to describe or clarify more your requirements, right? So it can be used on the Confluence with the iframe, for example, right? So then on one side, so let me just show you on the Confluence side how it can look like. So you can use this in this way. So you have your requirements, so some clarification and specifications, right? And from another side you have your automated test cases, right? So if you have the real informative automated test cases can be described here, or you can provide the description of your automated test cases. So the whole flow is working like this. So you have a one central place as test management system. With this test management system, easily you can synchronize your manual and automated test cases. So on the grooming and planning session, you can use this system to easily build your feature files without any issues. Then all this linkage can be done to your systems, right, where the business analysts and product owners are working, and then you can easily synchronize all your design stage and execution stage. On design stage, so if you make any changes, right, on the user story, then it will immediately will be present on it on the test management side. On the test management side, if it's available, so then developer or QA can tag this and implement this in the repository. And from the repository sides, if it's implemented, so it's synchronized to the test management, and from test management it's synchronized to the requirements system. So all the three Amigos are synchronized in one chain without any issues, so without any issues of visibility. So you can see the current status, you can see the execution results, right? And you can collaborate easily, no matter it's just Jira or TestMat or is it repository, right? Let's go back to our slides. TestMat has a lot of different features like the advanced editor, so intelligent auto-completion, parameterization, multi-environment executions, CI/CD pipeline integration easily, so you can add GitHub, GitLab, for example, and you can once it's configured through the user interface, you can execute your test cases, and then you can immediately see the results both in living documentation in Jira, for example, right? Or you can have the multiple notifications to the MS Teams or Slack or something like this. So you can provide this also if you have the reports execution, so you can provide this public also read-only reports and so on and so forth, right? A lot of functionality inside, so go on and check it. So if you would like to check more, right, so there are a lot of different links. So you can look through the documentation, through the roadmap. You can join to the Slack and ask any questions if you would like to regarding the different flows. The support team is really supportive, I would say, right, and quick, and they definitely will help you to resolve any issues you have on the way, right? So to finish this talk, I just would like to say that the three Amigos approach, it's difficult to achieve, right? But with the proper tools, it's really feasible, right? So it's just a matter of what tools are you using, right? And how are you using it, right? And if these tools are providing you the easy integration without any customizations, right? So, and it provides you already existed integrations between different tools, then the different team members that are working as a one team can benefit from it, where you will have the manual and automated test cases under the one roof, and it will be synchronized and visualized to whole team on the real time, no matter what are you doing. So whole team are in place to see the progress, to see the execution results, and to see the results of executable specification. So that's all on this session. So if you have any questions, just let me know. If you would like to connect with me, so that is the link, right? So I will be gladly answering all the questions that you have. Thank you for joining this session.